Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jazzy RN, the work from home nurse, and the goal of my channel is to help nurses pivot from the bedside to remote work. I have just two quick announcements for you. The first one is I have an Instagram account. It is called No Bedside. If you go to Instagram and type in No Bedside, you'll find my account with my page, and there I will post notifications of whenever I post new jobs on my YouTube account. And then my second announcement is make sure you're going to the description box below for all these helpful resources for you. If you want a list of resume tips regarding your resume, as well as different templates. If you want a list of over 90 companies that hires remote nurses to work from United States or Australia, Canada, and more, there's a link there as well. This first company is Optum, and they're hiring a physician assistant or nurse practitioner for telehealth assessments. This job was posted on the 14th of August. Pause to read for additional locations for this remote role. And this is all the locations here. And a quick disclaimer, they're looking to hire PAs or NPs who reside or hold a license in the following states and are able to obtain multiple state licenses. That includes Kansas, Oregon, Arkansas, Alaska, Iowa, Maine, Kentucky, Connecticut, New Hampshire, West Virginia, Delaware, Montana, Idaho, South Dakota, New Mexico, Rhode Island, North Dakota, Vermont, Wyoming, and Nebraska. This job, you will have three shift options from 8 a.m. Central Time to 9 a.m. Central Time or 10 a.m. Central Time. This is your start time. Now, each shift will be 8.5 hours, and it will include two 15-minute breaks and one 30-minute lunch break. All shifts must be able to work one weekend rotation per month with a choice of a weekday off that week. Now, here's a list of qualifications. I won't go through every single one, but make sure you have a master's degree from an accredited university for a PA program or master's degree from an accredited university for a nurse practitioner program. You want to have a valid and restricted professional PA or NP license, ability to apply for 10 plus additional assigned state licenses within 2 weeks of hire. I'm going to skip some of these bullet points and make sure you also have proven experience utilizing electronic health record platforms to document, review, and manage patient information. This next company is Centene, and they're hiring a care manager for RNs. This job is full time. Now, this job is Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's no weekend coverage. You must be a Kansas RN. And just a quick disclaimer, this job does require 10% of travel requirements, and you must reside in the state of Kansas. Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina is hiring an RN appeals analyst, and you must reside in the state of South Carolina. And this job is full time. You have until August 25th to apply. This job is a 40-hour per week, weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll be asked to report on site for the first week to retrieve equipment and occasionally throughout the year for trainings, meetings, and other business needs. Now, here are the requirements. I won't go through every single one. You must have a associate's degree in a job related field, graduate of accredited school of nursing, 2 years clinical experience plus 1 year utilization or medical review, quality assurance or home health, or you can have 3 years clinical experience. Required skills include working knowledge of word processing software, ability to work independently, prioritize effectively, and make sound decisions. I'm going to skip some of these bullet points, but right here, they do require you to have software and tools, which is Microsoft Office, and an active unrestricted RN license from the US in the state of hire, or have an active compact state license. Bon Secours is hiring an RN for a clinical abstraction specialist, and this job is PRN. Requirements include a BSN. They prefer you to have a master's degree in nursing, and you also must have a current state license as an RN, which is required. They want you to have 1 year experience in an adult acute care hospital setting. That's required. And they prefer you to have 1 year of hospital quality experience. The salary for this job is $38.64 to $61.82. I do see how where right here it says on site with this job, it is remote. If you scroll over here, it says clinical abstraction specialist RN, work at home. This next company, this is Ascension. If you are applying for these jobs, I highly recommend if you see a job for Ascension, you apply ASAP because Ascension does not keep their jobs posted very long. I've seen jobs that were posted maybe 2 days or maybe 3 days and then the job disappears. So just FYI, if you are applying for an Ascension position for the Ascension company, make sure you're applying ASAP. So this job is for RN's utilization review and it is part-time. This job is a part-time day shift job. The pay is 84,000 to 118,000 per year, Texas, and the pay range varies based on candidate geographic location. Minimum requirements include a licensed RN credential by the Texas Board of Nursing, or you can have a current home state license for a multi-state license recognition, which is a compact state, and they want you to have at least a diploma in nursing or a required professional licensure at time of hire. Before I move on to the next job, I do want to mention this the description box below. If you click on resume tips, it will take you here and make sure that you are adding platforms used to your resume. That includes, of course, Microsoft Office. If you know Epic, Cerner, ProTouch, etc., make sure you're adding all the platforms and software you use at your current job and your previous jobs to make that resume look more tech savvy. And also write your resume with this in mind. Make sure it's what you did, why it's important, how it relates to the job that you want. So you're writing your resume for the job you want, not the job you have. Also, want to mention that you don't need to have medication administration or wound dressing changes, any kind of physical labor on your resume because once you work remotely, you won't be doing any physical labor. You won't be giving anybody medications or wound dressing changes. So focus on your HIPAA compliance, your documentation skills, your tech savviness with Epic or Microsoft Office. Make sure you focus on what you can do from home and not what you can do at the bedside. And also on the right hand side, this is a template of how my resume is set up. Just make sure your resume has your current job or current jobs in present tense and previous jobs are in past tense. And make sure you have platforms used for each and every job that you've worked at. If you need any help with your resume, I am not a professional resume writer, but I do have links on the second section here of the resume tips to give you help with your resume. So if you need any template advice or wording advice, you can come here. My favorite one is Northwell Health. This is a 17-page PDF. So you click on here, and it'll take you to a different website on how to create a better resume. And it's basically a resume writing guide. I do want to mention if you are fortunate enough to get an interview, make sure you are sending that post interview thank you note via email. I have these links here, will give you examples of how your resume your thank you note should look whenever you send a thank you note via email. And just make sure you're doing this for every job interview that you have. One last thing I want to show you on resume tips is make sure you have a resume folder for each job type you're applying to. You don't want to have one resume for every single job you're applying to. I would just say create a folder, and in that folder have one resume, or if you want to have more than one resume, you can do that. That job type. So have a resume for your case management and a resume for utilization review. It's also known as clinical review or utilization management. Also have a resume folder for appeals and so on and so forth. This next company is Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, and they're hiring for a utilization management nurse. And this job is full time and you work from home in the state of Nebraska. Qualifications include associate's degree in nursing, 3 years clinical practice experience in a healthcare setting. You must have an active, current, and unrestricted RN license from the state of Nebraska or in the state in the consortium in which Nebraska participates. I'm guessing this may be a compact state. You must have demonstrated previous experience working in managed care organizations, must have relevant experience aligned with the role, Medicare or commercial insurance, experience in discharge planning, utilization management, case management, or disease management, and is based on area of assignment, must be able to work rotating weekend, holiday shifts as needed. And just a FYI, it is normal to work rotating weekends and holiday shifts. Some companies have it to where the utilization review is 24/7. So you'll be rotating your weekends. Let's say if you work a Saturday, you'll have maybe a Monday or Tuesday or a weekday off. Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield is hiring a case management nurse. One, this job is full time. This position is for nurses in the state of Iowa or South Dakota, and top candidates will have prior health plan experience along with a diverse clinical background, including behavioral health experience. You must be able to obtain a certified case manager certification within 24 months from the date of hire and maintain this throughout the time served in the position. And this role is remote eligible and will require candidates to provide high speed internet at your work location. Required qualifications, the must-haves are, of course, accredited nursing program, an active unrestricted RN license in Iowa or South Dakota. I'm going to skip some of these bullet points. You'll have to have strong verbal communication skills, strong written communication skills, maintain courtesy and professionalism with engaging with members, internal and external stakeholders. And I'm going to skip on to the last one, knowledge of standards and regulations. That can include URAC, NCQA, HIPAA, PHI, confidentiality. In this last company, this is Athens. They're hiring for a telephonic case manager, and this job is full time. Now, a quick disclaimer of the position summary. You must be located remotely from California, Colorado, Nevada, Texas, Oregon, Idaho, Arizona, or Oklahoma. If technical requirements are met, you'll work weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Pacific time, regardless of your time zone. Athens offices are open for business on the weekdays from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Requirements of this job include the master's or bachelor's degree in nursing or an associate's degree in nursing from an accredited school along with equivalent work experience. I'm not going to go over every single bullet point, but you must have an active RN license from any state, U.S. state required at time of hire, a current RN licensure in California within 1 year of hire. If you don't already have that, a California RN application submitted within the first 2 weeks of hire. Athens reimburses licensing fees. Fluency in Spanish is preferred, but this is not required. It's a preference, not a requirement. Strong negotiation skills. I won't go through every single bullet point. Proficient in Microsoft Office Suite. If you want to learn more about Athens, you can go to their website here, which is athensadmin.com. And they also have a LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and Facebook pages. Now, before you go, this last company I mentioned, Athens, this is the first time I actually saw a post for this company looking for a remote nurse. But if you go to the description box below and click on telehealth companies, which is right here, this will take you to a list of over 90 companies that hires nurses to work remotely. The majority of these companies are for U.S. nurses working in the United States, for United States companies. There are some companies that do hire nurses in the country of Canada, Australia, the Philippines, and more. I do want to mention if you scroll more towards the bottom of this page, and if you want to do your own due diligence on these companies, what you can do is go to Glassdoor, Reddit. My favorite threads on Reddit is Remote Nurse Job Board and Remote Nursing. There's also comparably Team Blind and Fishbowl. Sometimes people will post questions on Reddit about a certain company like Solus or Elevance. And if you don't have an account, if you want to post, you actually need to have your own Reddit account. But if you don't want to post and just want to read the Reddit threads about whatever company that's hiring for remote nurses, you can just go to Reddit and look for the remote nurse job board or remote nursing.